Hey Gemini, listens. I hope everybody is well. Welcome to your October reading. So today's reading is centered around how to manifest your best self or becoming your best self. So this is a 7-card spread. And well, there's a few more cards that came out for you, but we'll go through them as we go along. There are 7 positions that we'll go through. Before we go any further, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, if you're wanting a personal reading, all the information is in the description box below. And please follow me on Instagram at Empress Vibrant. Yes. Okay, so without any further ado, let's find out what it's going to take to manifest your best self, Gemini. So the first position talks about your current state. So your current state talks about where you are now, what's going on with you, what's going on in and around your space. So this could be personal to you, what's actually happening right now, or the energies that's going on around you that is affecting you. Okay, so your current state right now, Gemini, is the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is associated with needing to stand up for yourself, standing your ground, standing up for what you believe in. So maybe this current state, maybe you feel under attack. There's 7 wands that are trying to attack this sister's peace. And if you can see that around her, she has that protective bubble, that peace, that 0. So she is in a state of perpetual peace, which is not being able to be penetrated by these 7 of wands, these 7 obstacles, these 7 modes of conflict. So you may be feeling quite under attack, Gemini. That being the case, then for many of you, you are standing in your truth. You are needing to make sure that you don't allow yourself to be bossed around, that you stand up for what you believe in, and that you speak your truth. This is all about taking action on what you truly believe in. So do stand up for what you actually care about. Voice your opinions and don't allow anyone to silence you or to dim your light. Okay, you have much to offer, Gemini. Okay, so if you stay within this realm of peace, getting back to 0, getting back to that state of peace, complete consciousness, okay, that peace state. Okay, so that's what I would say for you as advice. Just keep going. If you're not at this stage where you are protecting your energy and you are standing up for yourself, then please do take one step at a time. Okay, if you're a person who doesn't necessarily like to get into conflict, and you feel that you stand up for yourself is going to bring conflict, then try to come at it from a more diplomatic sense, from more a diplomatic state, so that you're not coming into the space argumentative. Rather, you are making your feelings clear, making your views be known, and you're standing up in your truth. So I really commend that energy. And for those who are struggling through this and are feeling the effects of this conflict, know that it will not last. Everything is temporary. But however, it's teaching you that there's going to come a time where you can't allow people to silence you. You can't keep going along with the flow if it's not connected to your highest intentions and your need for peace, like realistically. So that is your current state. So your current state is the 7 of Wands, and that is associated with standing up for what you believe in and speaking your truth, taking some type of action on things that you want to do, opposed from allowing other people to mold your perception of things or to mold your expression. Okay, allow yourself to be. So the second position speaks about your blockages. What is blocking you? What is not allowing you to be in alignment with your truest self and your highest intentions? So what are the blocks? So you have 2 cards out here. So the first card that came out was the Hierophant. The Hierophant is associated with spiritual awakening. It's also associated with spiritual religious community. So this is about ascension. So this is spiritual ascension. So maybe you're not spending as much time being in a more Zen or a more spiritual place. That means working diligently towards peace, or being in a congregation or being in a group of people where you can fellowship. The pluses of fellowship is speaking with like-minded people, is gaining new perspectives, is finding another way of looking at things through your experience from other people, delving into that spiritual side of yourself. So the blockages that maybe you're not being as open to divine, like you're not being as open as you can be to speaking to your ancestors and to giving thanks for where you are, and to be intentional about your affirmations, about manifesting what it is that you want from this spiritual standpoint and coming together. This could also be nerves around some type of commitment, because the Hierophant also talks of marriage, it talks of traditions. So this is relationship, traditions, marriage, how, you know, we are to order our lives through our spiritual practices. So maybe this could be some type of block for you, and you're needing to now spend a little bit more time on yourself, connecting with source, becoming into alignment with your oneness and your true self. Okay, so yeah, Gemini, just take your time and start to connect, even if that just means you spend 5 minutes before you start your day, just in silence, to meditate, to truly give thanks for where you are, and to be cognizant of how far you've come, okay? And then we've got the Nine of Swords. So possibly some type of anxiety, depression, worry, insomnia. So this causes some type of inaction. This is all what's going on in the headspace. Swords speaks of air. It's the air sign. It talks about your mind. So if your mind is fuzzy with fears of the future, what is going to happen, maybe keep vibing on the past. Maybe this is why you are needing to be in a state where you stand up for yourself. Maybe that is where the anxiety is coming from. How do I stand up for myself? How do I tell that, you know, that significant person how I feel about a situation, or that I'm wanting to step back, that I'm needing more, that I'm not getting everything that I need? Or just to say, I'm struggling right now. Yeah, stand up to say, look, I'm struggling. You're doing the most. It's too much energy. It's too much pressure. And maybe that's where some of this anxiety is coming from, to actually take this action on standing up for yourself. Okay. And then we've got the third position, which speaks about what you've overcome. So what have you overcome, Gemini? And we've got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands speaks about coming to an end of a very arduous task. Some of the time you were caught unawares. So for me, being this is something that you've overcome, I think maybe what you've overcome is the need to just let things take you over. Like when things catch you unawares, you're not looking to sit down. You're not just saying, oh, it didn't work out, and have a good soak about it. You're less likely now to soak about things not going right. And now you're more looking at the fact that, rah, look at how far I've actually come. I've only got a few more things to do until I get to my goals. There's only a few more things I need to put in place before I'm ready to launch this, or I'm ready to go live with that. So you're more looking at what you can do and how close you are to your goals, rather than being caught unawares by things that come in and not going your way. And this is you not sitting back and saying, well, it didn't work. I'm not happy, it didn't work. Maybe it isn't for me after all. You know, all this hard work that I've done, you see, maybe nothing ain't, I'm never meant to have nothing. All of that energy. I think you've come away from doing all of that. You've come away from allowing situations, people, places, and things to stop you on your progression towards the 10, which is total wish fulfillment, which is taking full action. which is stepping into your truth and moving as such. Okay, so I think that's a really nice place to be moving out of. It shows maturity. Okay, Gemini. So it's very, very good. So as a quick recap before we carry on, your current state is at the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands speaks about standing up, being counted, speaking your truth, letting your feelings be known, and not allowing any outside influences to break your peace or to make you feel like you can't express what you believe in, what you think of. Okay. Sorry, my mouth is just not dry. And this is what kind of happens to me when the weather changes. I get very dry lips. And I be rubbing the shea butter on there. So it's not like I haven't been. Anyway, that's another story. So it's all about standing up for what you believe in and not allowing yourself to be swayed. Your blockages are possibly not fellowshipping with people, not coming together in for spiritual health, for maybe you're not connecting as much as you could do to your ancestors. You know, maybe this is what it's talking about. Maybe you're not connecting as much as you can do, and they're here wanting to support you. Can you see this stairs to ascension? That is spiritual ascension. That is you becoming aware and conscious of what's going on and your energy and how you affect that energy and how you affect what happens in and around you spiritually. And then we also got the Nine of Swords. So some type of anxiety, depression, insomnia, there's some type of worry and angst that is blocking you. And the worry and angst could be about actually telling someone how you feel, what you truly believe in. And maybe the anxiety is about the fact that whatever you're going to say about where you are at spiritually, or the fact that you're not being fed enough and you need more. Maybe you're worried about be it coming up against opposition. Okay. And what you've overcome now is that Nine of Wands. You understand that you're at the end, you're near the end. It's been very, very grueling. It's been tough. It's not been easy. However, you're not giving up. You've overcome the need to moan about what not worked, what hasn't worked, and more focused on how far you've come and actually saying, wow, I've actually done a lot here. You know, I'm not finished yet by a long shot. I still got a long way to go. However, I'm not going to throw my toys out of the pram because things haven't gone the way that I would want them to go, or things have come up in its way and it hasn't been a smooth transition. Whereas maybe for some of you before, things not going your way, you're having a tantrum. And it sort of made you feel like, well, I'm not going to bother with that then. I'm not going to continue to pursue this because it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. It's taking long, it's grueling, it's hard, it's arduous. Why can't things just be bloody simple? However, sometimes the things that we really, really want and desire, they require us to put a bit more effort in. Sometimes it requires us to step outside of our comfort zone more than we would like, but the rewards are so much more greater. Okay, so the fourth position we are talking about next is the new energy. So what are you moving into? So we know the current state is needing to stand up for yourself, or possibly standing up for yourself, possibly feeling attacked, possibly feeling as though nobody understands. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And you know, the new state, the new energy, we've got the Four of Swords in reverse. So the Four of Swords in general, when it is upright, it speaks about the need for rest and rejuvenation. It's about needing to take that time after such an arduous task, doing so much, knowing that there's so much effort that you've put into a situation. that there's a need for rest and rejuvenation. When we are in a reverse position, we're talking about not wanting to give up on a situation. We're talking about fighting tooth and nail. This is not letting something go. So possibly it could be seen in a negative way, in a sense that for some people, they may feel that you're just not letting this situation go. Change the subject, sing a new song. However, I also feel for some of you, the reason why this is in reverse is because maybe you were just letting things slide, like I said, just allowing things to be, not speaking up for yourself. And this has caused huge amount of anxiety, worry, and stress. And I feel the new energy is coming from a stance where you're like, nah, I didn't like that. I don't like the way I'm being treated. I don't like the way this is happening. This is not what I want for myself. This is not what I see for myself. And maybe where you would have just been like, no, I haven't got the time to fight this whole thing. I haven't got the time to make people understand where I'm coming from. I don't want to have to deal with the conflict. However, this new energy is saying that you're going to be like, you're about to be more, what is the word? I keep wanting to say proactive, but that's not the word, but also proactive in how you approach a situation. You're going to be taking more initiative. You ain't just going to just allow things to go. You're going to take initiative so that you can show people. Be bold, be brave, and say, no, I'm not having this. And when something has grinded your gears, you're not going to let it go as easy as you did before, because you know that it brought you to a state where you felt as though you didn't have a voice. You weren't happy in the situation, but you just wanted the situation to finish. So you silenced yourself. However, you didn't get what you wanted from that situation, and you feel like you was cheated. Now, you ain't having that. Now you're like, nah. You know, they say when people are like, oh, just acting like, being like a dog with a bone, not letting it go. But sometimes there is a need to revisit a situation. There is a need to revisit a conversation that has not had a outcome, or you don't feel that your point was received, or you don't feel like the person understands where you're coming from. And you feel like if they are in receipts of all the facts, then maybe this situation can be resolved. But without having all the facts or not knowing a situation, then maybe that's why maybe half of you are more thinking like, well, what's the point? That is why you've decided, well, when I speak, it doesn't really make no difference anyway, because they're not hearing me. However, some of you are like, you're not hearing me, yeah? It's okay, I will say it again. Let me say it again then. For those in the back who didn't hear me the first time, the second time, it's okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here to be heard. I'm not trying to get squeezed down. I'm not trying to be bullied. No, I'm not trying to be bullied. I'm going to stay in my peace, but I'm not having it. And that is a very positive energy, although for some people it's like, oh, let it go. But you have to be heard, you have to be understood. And I understand that energy from your current state where you're in that 7 of Wands. This is what I believe in. And I need to stand up for myself. I'm not having it anymore. So for the fact that you are going to be in that energy is a good thing. It means that you're going to be following through on what you deserve. So the 5th position speaks about your first step towards manifesting your best self. So the first step that you can take, actually, you got 2 cards and they're beautiful, actually. So the first card that came out was the Sun. So it's all about the first step for manifesting your truest self is to be in a state of gratitude. Look at this sun. Everything is shining down. Although maybe everything might not be going right now, Gemini, you know a time when it was, and you know that there is so much to be thankful for drawing breath, for getting up this dawning, for having all the opportunities that you have in which to grow, to, you know, to manifest what it is that you want, have the relationship that you desire, have the physical things in this realm that you desire, having your spiritual alignment in place with your purpose. You know, that is like the most positive card in the deck, the Sun, you know. So truly stepping into gratitude, being happy at where you're at, understanding you are where you are meant to be for a reason, and that there's more for you. And then the second card that came out was the Moon. So we know the Moon is associated with emotions. We know the Moon is associated with dreams and intuition. So one of the steps that you can take along with your gratitude and embracing life and all the opportunities. Also, we've got the Moon. So we're talking about addressing your emotions, listening to your intuition, looking at the types of dreams you're having, the types of ideas, the types of light bulb moments that happen. Are you writing those down? What are those dreams telling you? What signs are you getting from divine? And that is what's going to help you move forward. Look at your dreams. Use the intuition. That's that gut feeling. You know when something is right or you know when something is off. But this is balancing your emotions, not being swept away by it, not being immersed by it so much so that you can't enjoy the fact that there is so much to be thankful for, so much gratitude here for everything that you actually currently have. And that's actually really, really lovely. And then we have the sixth position, which is the sixth position is associated with the second step that you can take towards manifesting your best self. And that is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups talks about a love offer, as you can see this gentleman. So what this could be saying, or what I feel this is saying for some of you, not all, for some of you, right, so for some of you, this is allowing yourself to be open to new love. This Knight comes in with an offer that is about embracing where you are now. Knights it's weird because I'm seeing two things. For some of you, I'm seeing that you've been in a relationship for some time, but it's not been fulfilling. You know that this is just a kiddie relationship. I wasn't going to say a kiddie relationship, but you understand that this relationship isn't on that top level scale yet. This is like a school, you know, a relationship that you had in school, not to say that your school-based relationships weren't real. However, once you start maturing and seeing other relationships or how we grow and mature through our relationships, it almost feels like for some of you, you know that there's a next level here. There's a next level of your relationship. There's an element about doing more, going on, you know, look at this. This guy's got a picnic ready here, some flowers. So maybe this is about allowing someone to treat you in the way you would should be treated, you know? And similarly, for you to be able to say, right, I'm going to go out of my way to make sure I treat my significant other. This is about accepting some type of love offer. And as you can see from the picture, this is someone doing something for you. showing you how much you're worth it to them, you know, but also understanding that it's probably something that is quite brand new. And if it's not brand new, then this is a next level of your relationship. And like I said, for some of you, you feel like the relationship hasn't been at the level that you'd really want it to be. So this is another opportunity here with the Knight of Cups to open up to the next level, the next state of being, the next state of your relationship, moving from um, quite an immature interaction to actually now coming from a more mature and a more giving space. Instead of being a person who just always wants to receive, 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 maybe this is about you more giving in your relationship. And this shows your maturity, because you understand that it's all about an equal give and take. Um, and that it's all about you both putting in that 100% so that you both can elevate and become more fuller and more secure in your relationships. So that's actually really quite beautiful. So the seventh and final position speaks about um, what it takes to become your best self, because we know what is happening. We know that you are in a state where you need to make sure you defend yourself, that you're able to stand up for yourself. The blockages was talking about maybe not being in tune spiritually. Maybe you have taken some time away from that realm, and maybe you're being a little bit more 3D, and that means just staying in this realm, as in the physical plane. And maybe there's a need to become a bit more conscious of your spirituality. There's also some an energy of anxiety, depression, worry, insomnia. And I said this could even be linked to having to be on the defensive. We know that what you've overcome is that Nine of Wands. You understand that you still have a ways to go, but you're not giving up. Even though there have been some curveballs, there have been some things that have come up that you was not preparing for. You know, it wasn't what you had anticipated. However, you know that you still need to carry on. Um, and you're not going to throw your toes out of the pram because things are not going your way. Whereas previously, for some of you, this is what you did. It didn't go your way and you just forget it, I don't want to do it no more. Whereas you're understanding now, sometimes it takes a little more effort to get the things that you want sometimes. And then there's also the new energy we're talking about is not allowing things to just fester, or not just allowing things to just go in the wind and not be heard. Now you're more conscious of making sure that your voice is heard and that people understand. I'm going to repeat it for those who didn't hear it in the back, you know, that type of energy. And then we're talking about the steps that you can take towards your manifestation. We're talking about gratitude, being thankful for where you are now, understanding that you are meant to be here right now. And there's so much to be thankful for, and that there's so much happening and so much opportunity, and listening to your intuition, dealing with those emotions, not being swept under by the emotions. However, accepting where you are emotionally, setting the state that you want, looking about what your dreams are telling you, what signs are coming, being open to new love. And also for those who are in relationships, if it's not new love, it's a next level of love, the next level of giving and receiving. So it's that give and take, the maturing of a relationship, the leveling up of a relationship. Yeah. And maybe even your perception of your role in a relationship is leveled up. Okay, so the last position we're talking about your best self, and that is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands signifies the end of the task, the end of a cycle, the end of the harshness. It's been difficult. It's not been easy. You've had to fight to stand up for yourself. You've had to, you know, you've had curveballs come. You've had things come that have taken you off your course, and now you've had to step back on it. The 10 talks about finally coming to the end. And when we're talking about your best self, and this is in the best self position, which is position 7. And this is talking about your reflection on how far you've come. See, this person has gathered up all that they need and have moved away from something that wasn't serving them anymore. Now this person is moving towards something brand new, with a new perspective, with a new way of doing things. Taking the wisdom that they learned from all of those trials and tribulations, all of those situations, all of the relationships, all of the things that didn't work out, all of the curveballs, the anxiety, the depression, working out where that's from, healing with trauma. Okay. So this is a very beautiful card in the sense that it is talking about your best self, and your best self would be to move from this stance, which is to understand how far you've come, to use the wisdom and the understanding that you've learned from all of these situations, and to finally move away from situations, people, places, and things that don't serve you anymore. It's the end of that now. It's the end of silencing yourself for the greater good. It's the end of allowing people to boss you around. It's the end of being dragged from pillar to post. It's the end of just allowing, yeah, like I said again, it feels like that energy of being pulled from pillar to post. But you're being more intentional about speaking up, standing up for yourself, which is very good, and open to leveling up with accepting love and giving of that love. So it's very, very positive. Gemini, this has been your reading. I hope it was insightful, and I hope that it's something that resonates. If it doesn't resonate for you, check out some of the other videos, especially if you've got any placements in other signs that you feel drawn to. You might have some resonance there. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Love to hear from you. And yeah, blessings, Gemini.